So, very good evening to all. So, today I'm going to discuss about mechanical design of transmission line, and we will solve some gate previous problems. Is it screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So, yesterday you discussed electrical design of transmission line. Today I'm going to discuss about mechanical design of transmission line. So, what is mean by mechanical design is nothing but so after designing the transmission line, we need to erect the transmission line in a transmission towers. So here in mechanical design means so we are how to erect the transmission line over the towers. So what are the main considerations we needed to erect the towers over the erect the transmission lines over the towers. Okay. So as a gate point of view, we having few topics or few topics in syllabus. That is insulator part, and next one is sag and tension calculations, and corona, and these are the things included in gate syllabus. Is it okay to all? So insulators, and next one is sag and tension calculations and corona. So these are the topics included in gate syllabus in the mechanical design of transmission line. Okay. So before going to solve previous gate questions, so I will remember some part of what is insulators, what are the types of insulator. I'll show you the PPT. Okay. Is it visible to all? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So see here, so just I will remember few things. So what are the types of insulators we having? We having different types of insulators based on the type of the transmission line and voltage rating of the transmission line. They are mainly classified into three types. They are pin type and suspension type, strain type, and Schottl type insulator. All of you know this. So pin type insulator is used for what? So pin construction, already we know that this is the pin construction. This is nothing but a groove to house the conductor, and the capacity of the pin type insulator is up to 33 kV. Generally, this pin type of insulators we are using for which type of transmission system? We are using distribution or transmission. We are using in distribution system. The capacity is a 33 kV transmission line, up to 33 kV, and more than 33 kV we can't use this pin type insulator. Okay, so what is the shape of this insulator is nothing but it is a made up with a porcelain disc. And what are the main characteristics of insulator? Anyone? So in order to select the insulator, what are the main characteristics? The dielectric strength should be high. The dielectric strength should be high, and one more thing is this mechanical strength should be more. So these are the main things while selecting the insulator. So we know that what is the pin type. So generally they will ask question like that: what is pin type insulator? What is the voltage rating of the pin type insulator? So what is the rating? Up to 33 kV. That's it. And this is used for the system, distribution system. And we having some faults also there, that is we called as a flashover, puncture, and these are the main problems in a insulator damage. So in this, what is the important thing is safety factor. So what is the safety factor formula? Puncture strength by flashover. So this is the direct formula we are using. They will give the puncture strength and flashover. We can directly calculate the safety factor of the insulator. And next one is suspension type. So this is also we called as a string type insulator. So what is mean by suspension? Number of discs connected in series is nothing but we call as a suspension type or string type insulator. So what is the range of this insulator? more than 33 kV type of transmission line, we are using this string type insulator. Okay, so what is the capacity of the each disc is how much? Anyone? What is the capacity of each disc?
11 kV.
11 kV. Okay, and the voltage across the insulator is nothing but what? The voltage across the insulator is nothing but we called as a phase voltage. Don't take it is a line voltage. Why? Because we are connecting insulator to the each conductor. So each conductor to earth is nothing but which voltage? Conductor to earth voltage is called what? Earth is nothing but a tower cross arm. Okay, this tower cross arm is nothing but acts as a earth, and earth to line is nothing but phase voltage or line voltage. Is it line voltage or phase voltage? Is it a phase voltage? Suppose in a problems they will mention like that the 66 kV transmission line, 66 kV transmission line, three-phase system. So for a 66 kV transmission line, how many discs is needed for string type insulator? So generally they will ask like that. For 66 kV three-phase transmission system, how many discs needed in each string type insulator? Anyone? What is the answer for this? Each disc capacity how much? 11 kV. But this 66 kV is the line voltage or phase voltage? 66 kV is the line voltage or phase voltage? Anyone? It is a obviously line voltage. So we need to calculate the phase voltage 66 k by root 3. Approximately we will get this value is can anyone tell me what is this value? 66 k by root 3. Anyone? Can anyone tell me what is the 66 k by root 3 value? Yes.
$38.10, sir.
Okay, 38.10 kV. So this is the actual phase voltage. So what is the each disc capacity? Each disc capacity is the 11 kV. How many discs we needed is nothing but 38.10 by 11k. So 38.10 by 11 is approximately how much? 3 point something, 3.2 like that. Okay. So what are the optimum number of discs is formula is nothing but we need to add one more disc. So what is the purpose of this? Providing the safety of the insulator. So approximately how many number of insulator is nothing but, so let us take this is a 3.3 plus 1, this is 4.3. So we are making it a nearer value, integer value, that is 5. So how many discs we needed for 66 kV transmission line? 5 discs. So what is the formula for number of discs is nothing but, what is the formula? V phase by, otherwise V line by 11 into root 3 or 11k into root 3 plus 1. So this is the formula for what? This is the formula for what? Number of discs. So how many number of discs needed for transmission line? That is nothing but line voltage by root 3. Otherwise directly you can take phase voltage by 11k. So this phase voltage should be also in kilovolts plus 1. What is the purpose of this one? For safety purpose, we are using additional disc. Is it okay to all? Okay. So like that, we can select the number of discs in a string type insulator. Okay. So generally, string type insulator we are using in which type of transmission system? Transmission or distribution? Obviously, we are using for transmission system. Why? Because transmission system is the range is more than 33 kV. So it is approximately 33, 66, and 110 kV, 440 kV, 750 kV, like that. Okay. So for that type of transmission system, we are using suspension type or string type insulator. Okay. So here one more topic is there. So what is the string efficiency? Can anyone tell me what is the formula for string efficiency? Yes. What is the formula for string efficiency? String efficiency is nothing but voltage across the string. Voltage across the string by number of discs into voltage across the disc nearer to the conductor. So let us take this is the V3 into 100. Generalized formula is V phase by N into Vn into 100, where V phase is the voltage across the string, N is the number of discs. What is Vn here? Voltage across disc nearer to the conductor into 100. So this is the formula for string efficiency. So the string efficiency is very, very important. So when string efficiency is 100%, when string efficiency is 100%, anyone? When we will get string efficiency is 100%. Suppose if you take 3 insulators, 3 discs, okay, let us take this is the V1, V2, V3. At the time formula is V by 3V3. Yes or no? So V1 plus V2 plus V3 is equal to what? V. Okay. So then V all are equal. We will get this 3V divided by 3V. And then we will get how much percentage? 100%. When string efficiency is, we will get the maximum string efficiency when we make the voltage across the E should be equal. Then only possible. But practically it should not be possible. Why? Because the conductor which is nearer to the disc is which is nearer to the conductor, it having more voltage. The disc is nearer to the tower or cross on, which is the less voltage. So what is the ratio is nothing but V3 is greater than V2 is greater than V1. Okay. So in order to improve the string efficiency, we need to make what? V3 equal to V2 equal to V1. Okay. So we having one problem, number of problems are there based on these methods. We need to calculate all the voltages across the each disk. So we have to know what is the relation between them. So what is the relation? Which is more, which is less? Which is more, which is less? The disk is which is nearer to the conductor having more voltage. The disk is which is nearer to the cross arm is called less voltage. That's it. That is suspension type insulator. So what is strain type insulator? Where we are using strain type insulator? Generally, strain is nothing but we call as a tension. Where the tension is more, where the tension is more. So suppose the transmission line is the end of the transmission line. So this is the street end. There is no poles are there. Where we need to erect the transmission line to the tower. At that time, this suspension and pin type insulators are not useful. That's why we are using which type of insulator? Strain type insulator. Okay. So where we are using end of the lines. End of the lines having more tension. In order to withstand the tension, we are using strain type insulator. So this is nothing but a horizontal arrangement of suspension insulator. Strain type insulator is nothing but what? strain type insulator is nothing but what? Horizontal arrangement of string insulator. So if this transmission line capacity is more, we can add number of discs. Yes or no? So this is called strain type insulator. Okay, and next one is Shockill. What is the purpose of the Shockill? Insulator used to change the direction of the line. Okay, so generally all the streets are not in parallel. So suppose we need to convert the transmission line either 45 degrees, 60 degrees, like that. We need to change the direction of the transmission line. At that time, by using this pin and suspension, we can't change the direction. That's why at that time we are using which type of insulator? Which type of insulator? This is Shockill type insulator. So the purpose is to take the diversion, to change the direction of the lines using Shockill. And one more important concept is potential distribution over a suspension insulator. So let us assuming this is the suspension insulator. What is the voltage across the each disc and how to calculate this? This is very, very important. So maximum they will ask question on this type of problems. Is it audible to all? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yep.
So let us take three disc pin type string type insulator. So here we are using conductor. Then the voltage across the first disc is V1, V2, V3, and this is the tower. Okay, so the equivalent circuit of this pin type insulator will be like that. So we are representing with the equal capacitance of each disc. This is the conductor, and this is one more capacitor exists between tower to pin. So this is the pin. So let us take this is the C, C, C. All are equal capacitance. That's why I am taking C, and this is C1, C1. Is it visible to all? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So all of you know these formulas. Just I am remembering what is the formulas here. So what is C1 is called? C1 is called earth capacitance, or we call as a shunt capacitance. C is called series capacitance. So all the discs are identical. That's why I'm taking equal capacitance C. And this is the capacitance between what? Pin to earth. This is the earth portion. This is the tower portion. This is the pin to earth capacitance. This is the pin to pin capacitance. So pin to pin capacitance is called series capacitance or capacitance of the insulator. And pin to earth capacitance is nothing but we call as a shunt capacitance. So here we having one constant K. K equal to what is the formula is nothing but C1 by C. What is C1? What is C1? Shunt capacitance or earth capacitance divided by series capacitance. Okay. So they will give these values. They will give the capacitance of the each disc and they will give the shunt capacitance. Otherwise, they will give this K factor. Okay, multiplication factor. So we need to calculate what is V1, what is V2, and what is V3. So I'm directly writing the formulas here. So V1 is nothing but V1 is equal to, just assuming V1 is the some value V1, otherwise V1, that's it. So what is the relation between V2 and V1 is nothing but V2 equal to V1 into 1 plus K. So we having derivation. So this derivation part is some lengthy. That's why I'm directly telling the formulas. Okay, V2 equal to V1 into 1 plus K, and V3 equal to V1 into 1 plus 3K plus K square. So we having one shortcut to calculate all the voltage across the each disc. and I will tell you that formula. Let us take, see here, let us take V1 is 1. Okay, V2 is nothing but 1 1. So 1 1 is nothing but 1 plus k, and V1 is the only V1, that's it. And V3 is nothing but 1 plus 3k plus 1. See here. So how to calculate these formulas is nothing but the first column always 1. So let us take V4. V4 also first column is 1. So simple ga ive తీసుకోండి 1 1 1, that's it. So how to take this 3 value? 3 value ఎలా తీసుకుంటారంటే just adding all these values. Adding V1 V2 first column plus second one. So adding this 3, we'll get this 3 value. Always last value will be 1, first value will be 1. Is it okay? V4 means first value will be 1, last value will be 1. Also, what is this value? ఈ వాల్యూ ఎలా చేస్తారండి? జస్ట్ యాడింగ్ దిస్ ఆల్ 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3 plus 3, how much we will get? 6. My question is clear. This is one of the shortcut to calculate voltage across the each disk. And now tell me, what is these values? What is this value? 1 plus 3 plus 1, how much? 4. So how to write these formulas like that means in terms of k factor. So this value is 1 plus 3k plus k square. So how to write this formula? 1 plus 6k plus, so this is 5, sorry, 5k square plus k cube. What about next value, anyone? First value will be 1, last value will be 1. So what is this value, anyone? What is this second value? Just by adding all the values of first and second one, what is this value? 1
10.
plus 1 plus 1, we will get 10 this. What about next one? Adding second one plus this one, what is this value? What is this value?
15, sir.
15. What about this one? Adding this 2 and this one, how much?
7.
So what is the final value we'll get? Final value we will get 1 plus 10k plus 15 k square plus 7k cube plus k power 4. So like that, we will easily calculate voltage across the each disk in terms of k factor. Yes or no? This V4 is nothing but V1 into this. V4 is nothing but V1 into this. Sorry, this is V5 or V4? V5. So like the V4 is nothing but V1 into this value. My question is clear. They will give the K value. I need to find what is V5. It is a 5 disk insulator. It is a 5 disk insulator. Find the voltage across the each disk. They will ask like that. So we can easily calculate or not using these formulas. Yes or no? So this is the potential distribution across the each disk. To make the all are equal, we need to make what? What is the K value? If you take K equal to 0, what happened? If you take K equal to 0, what is the V2 value? So V2 formula, what is the V2 formula? V2 equal to V1 into 1 plus K. I am taking K equal to 0. What is the V2 value?
V1.
V2 equal to V1. What about V3? V3 equal to V1 into K square plus 3K plus 1. When K equal to 0, V3 equal to V1. V4 equal to V1. V5 equal to V1. That means to increase the string efficiency, we need to make K equal to 0 or very low value. So So K equal to 0 or very low value means what is the formula for K? K equal to C1 by C. That means C1 should be low or high. So K equal to 0 means C1 should be low. Okay. So we need to make the capacitance is 0. The shunt capacitance is 0. We'll get the K equal to 0. We will increase the string efficiency. Okay. Is it clear? The shunt capacitance it should be 0. When it should be possible means by increasing the, see here, shunt capacitance is nothing but earth capacitance or not? Yes or no? Pin to earth capacitance. So in order to make this 0 means we need to increase the distance from tower to insulator. Yes or no? This will be 0 means we need to increase the distance from where to where? We need to increase the length of the cross arm. Then C1 becomes 0. Yes or no? Increase the length of the cross arm, C1 becomes 0. So we will make what? We will increase the string efficiency. Okay, that is one thing. But what is the drawback while increasing the length of the cross arm? So it is very difficult to withstand using the cross arm by this weight of the conductor. So it is very difficult to bear the weight of the conductor by using single cross arm. So that's why longer cross arms is not possible. But we can improve the efficiency by using God ring. Anyone, what is called God ring? What is called God ring? What is called God ring? So God ring is nothing but just we are adding one simple wire surrounding the insulators. So we are using simple conductor surrounding the insulator. This is we call as a God ring. So what it will be do? It will improve the efficiency by what? By what? By what means suppose whatever the shunt capacitance it carries some current or not. So whatever the current carried by this capacitance, same current it will supplied by this God ring. So let us take this is Ix and let us take this is Iy and this is I. When Ix equal to Iy, what is this current? I or not? Okay. So whatever the capacitance charging current here, that current is supplied by this God ring. It will be cancelled with each other. It will make the same current flowing through the each insulator. Same current means we having a reactance Xc. So all the reactive drops are same. We'll get all the voltages are equal. So that is we called as a God ring or grading ring. Okay. So what are the string efficiency improvement methods? Anyone? What are the string efficiency improvement methods? So first thing is what? First thing is what? We need to use the longer cross arm. That is the one thing. And another one is by using God ring. And one more method is we called as a grading. Grading means which is the more voltage, which disk across more voltage will be appear, disk nearer to the conductor. That's why we need to change the size of the disk. So here we are using higher size. Here using somewhat lesser size. Here some lesser size. So like that, by changing the sizings of the each disk, we can make the all the voltages are equal, or we can improve the efficiency. But these two methods are somewhat limitations are there. That means by sizing the each disk, we can't use for different applications. Okay. And one more thing, longer cross arms is it doesn't bear the weight of the conductor by the cross arm. So that's why we are using God ring method. Okay. So this is, and this formula we know that string efficiency is nothing but voltage across the string divided by number of discs into voltage across the disc nearer to the conductor. Okay, let's do some problems using these formulas. See here, is it visible to all? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So actually this is the last class problem, so I forgot to discuss in last class. See here, so this is one simple problem, just check it. The ABCD constants of a three-phase transmission line, they given the ABCD parameters. The sending end voltage is the 400 kV. So what is the receiving end voltage under no load condition? How to calculate this? Simple formula. Actually this is in GENCO problem. So how to calculate this one? Anyone? The given ABCD parameters. So what is the transmission line equations in terms of ABCD parameter? Vs equal to AVR plus BIR. Is equal to CVR plus DIR. Yes or no? So here the receiving end voltage under no load condition. Under no load, what is the value of IR? Receiving end current is what? 0. We'll get the Vs equal to what? Vs equal to what? AVR. I need to calculate receiving end voltage. What is the VR value? VR value equal to Vs by A. The given sending end voltage how much? How much this is? 400 kV. Now what is the value? 400 k by how much? 0.8. Can anyone tell me what is this value? 4000 by 8. How much? 500 kV. Okay, is this a simple problem or not? Okay, is it anyway? Okay, let us discuss this problem. Mechanical design. So see here, if the voltage across the units in a 2-unit suspension insulator 60% and 40% respectively of the line voltage, determine the ratio of the capacitance of the insulator to the capacitance to the earth. So can anyone tell me what is this answer? What we need to calculate here? So it is a 2-unit suspension insulator. So the voltage across the each disc is 60% and 40% of the line voltages. So determine the ratio of the capacitance of the insulator to the capacitance of the earth. So capacitance of the insulator is, let us assume C. Capacitance to earth is the C1. I need to calculate C by C1 ratio. So can anyone tell me what is the K formula? What is the K formula? K equal to shunt capacitance to insulator capacitance. That's earth capacitance to insulator capacitance. So we know the K value. So they given 60% and 40% of the 2-unit suspension insulator. So 60%, let us take V1 equal to 0.4 volts. V2 equal to how much? 0.6 volts. So this is a 40%, 0.4, and 60%, 0.6 volts. Now tell me what is the relation between V2 and V1? Anyone? What is the relation between V2 and V1? V2 equal to
V1 into
V2
1 plus
equal
K.
to V1 into 1 plus K. Okay, we know the V2 value is the 0.6, V1 is the 0.4, and this is the 1 plus K. And 1 plus K equal to how much? 6 by 4. Then K equal to 6 by 4 minus 1. How much this is? 2 by 4. We'll get this value is what? 1 by 2. K equal to what is the formula? C1 by C. But we need to calculate what? C by C1. What is the C by C1 value? Is it 2? The question is clear. Just they will ask like that. Find the each disc voltage or find the string efficiency. Is it okay to all? Are any doubt? Yes or no? It's okay. By using this simple formula, we will calculate the k. K is nothing but C1 by Cc. They will ask that find the C by C1. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So like that, one more problem. So already we know that in a 33 kV overhead transmission line, the string insulator, the voltage across the string is how much? How much this is? 33 kV overhead transmission line. So what is the voltage across the string? 33 by root 3 kV. Yes or no? We need to take phase voltage. And this is the one type of problem. The two insulator discs, identical capacitance value C, makes up the voltage rating for 22 kV, 50 Hz, single phase overhead line insulation. If the pin 2 capacitance is also C, then string efficiency is. So can anyone tell me what is the answer for this? They given C equal to what? C1 equal to what? They given pin to earth capacitance is equal to pin to pin capacitance. They will give they given this condition and find the string efficiency. How much insulator this is? How much number of disc insulator this is? Number of discs is how much? 2. Yes or no? Then what is the K value? Anyone tell me what is the K value? What is the K value? C1 equal to C. What is the K value? Shunt capacitance, series capacitance, both are same. What is the K value? It is 1. Now, can anyone tell me what is string efficiency? What is the formula for string efficiency? V by 2V2 into 100. V phase by 2V2. Why I am taking V2 here? So the disc nearer to the conductor is the V2 voltage. What is the formula for V2? What is the formula for V2?
V1
Anyone?
K.
V1 into 1 plus 1. V2 equal to how much?
2V1.
2V1. Anyone tell me what is V phase? What is V phase? V1 plus V2. Yes or no? V1 plus V2. Okay. So I'm substituting this V2 value here. We can get V phase equal to how much? V phase equal to how much? V1 plus 2V1. We will get 3V1. So just directly I'm substituting 3V1 by 2 into V2 place I am placing 2V1 into 100. So V1 cancel, we will get the 3 by 4. So 3 by 4 how much percentage? How much percentage?
75, sir.
75. So like that they will give the problems like that. Is it clear? Once you know this string efficiency and this each disk voltage across the each disk voltage across the disk, we can easily calculate string efficiency and each disk voltage, all those things. Is it okay? And this is also know that simple question. The voltage across the various disks are 5.52, 6.13, 7.4. The voltage across the middle unit is, anyone tell me what is the voltage across the middle unit? Anyone tell me what is the relation? Let us take this is V1, this is V2, and this is V3. So it is a 3 disc insulator. So what is the middle unit voltage? What is the relation between them generally? What is the relation? V1 is greater than V2 is greater than V3. So what is the middle disc voltage? Lower voltage is the V1, higher voltage is the V3. So what is the middle disk voltage? Obviously it is 6.13 kV. So for a same question, they will ask to find the string efficiency. What is the string efficiency formula for 3 disk insulator? What is the string efficiency formula? V phase by 3V3. What is V phase? V1 plus V2 plus V3 by 3 into V3. So we can easily calculate string efficiency. Yes or no? Yes or no? They given each disk voltage. We will calculate V phase value. Then we know that V3 is the 7.4 kV. Just substitute all the values here. We'll get the string efficiency. Okay. So this one. So by adding all the voltage, we will get the 9.05 kV. A disk nearer to the voltage is the 7.4. So next topic is sag and tension calculations. So can anyone tell me what is called sag? What is called sag? So maximum these problems are enough for insulators. Can anyone tell me what is called sag? What is called sag? Sag always which shape? It is a quaternary shape. The distance between lowest point on the conductor to what? Earth. Lowest point on the conductor to earth is called as a what? Earth ground clearance is called as a ground clearance. The lowest point on the conductor to tower erecting point is nothing but we called as a sag. So what is sag? The distance between lowest point on the conductor to highest point on the tower. Lowest point on the conductor to highest point on the tower is nothing but we called as a sag. Yes or no? So what is the units for sag? What is the units for sag? Meters. So here two cases are there. Equal level towers, unequal level towers. Maximum they will ask equal or unequal. Can anyone tell me what is the formula for sag? Direct formula. W L square by 8T. Okay, what is T here? T is called what? Tension. W is the weight of the conductor. L is the what? L is the what? L is called span length. The distance between the towers is nothing but we call as a span length. So sag is directly proportional to the square of the length, weight of the conductor, and inversely proportional to the tension. And less sag is less means tension is more. So this is while tightly connecting the conductor between the two towers. What is the sag value? I am tightly connecting the conductor between the two towers. What is the sag value? Anyone? What
Zero,
is
sir.
sag? 0. So what about tension? So is easily break down between the two, any one of the corner, any one of the side. Why? Because it is a more tension points, end points. So that's why we need to make minimum sag between the two towers. Then only your conductor will be withstand between the two towers. So that is the necessity of sag. Okay. So here two cases are there: equal level towers, unequal level towers. So we having formula sheet is there. Okay, this one. So two things: supports are at equal levels, supports are at unequal levels, and already we know that L is the length of the span length, weight of the conductor, T is the tension. So directly I am using this formula: S equal to WL square by 8T for equal level supports. Okay. Screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So unequal level supports. So what is S1? S1 is nothing but Wx1 square by 2t. S2 is nothing but Wx2 square by 2t. When x1 plus x2 is nothing but a span length. What is x1? So what is S1 and what is S2? S1 is nothing but a sag of a lowest height tower. S2 is nothing but a sag of a highest tower. Two sags will be appear for unequal level supports. What is X1? What is X1 is nothing but lowest point on the conductor to highest point of the lowest tower. The distance between the lowest point on the conductor to highest point of the lowest tower is nothing but we call as a S1, and X1 is nothing but distance between the lowest tower to lowest point. What is X2? What is X2? This distance between the lowest point on the conductor to highest tower. Once you know the X1, X2 values, we will easily calculate S1, S2. Okay. The S2 minus S1 is nothing but what? Here, S2 minus S1 is nothing but what? Suppose I need to calculate height difference between the two towers. What is the formula for H is nothing but H equal to S2 minus S1. So I am differentiating the highest sag to lowest sag. We will get the height difference between the two towers. Okay. So they will give some specifications. We need to calculate S1, S2. Otherwise, what is the lowest point of the conductor to lowest tower distance? They will ask like that. So we have to remember these two formulas, X1 and X2 formulas. That is enough. Okay. See here, X1 is equal to, so this is the formula, X1 equal to L by 2 minus TH by WL. What is L here? What is L here? Span length. T is the tension. This is the height difference between the two towers, weight and span length. And what is X2? L by 2 plus TH by WL. By adding X1 plus X2, we will get what? By adding X1 and X2, we'll get what? We'll get what? Span length, yes or no? So like that, we will calculate the span length once you know the X1 and X2 values. So these are the two formulas we have to remember while solving unequal level supports. X1 equal to L by 2 minus TH by WL. X2 equal to L by 2 plus TH by WL. So these are the two formulas we have to remember for unequal level supports. And one more topic is there, effect of wind and ice loading. So what is the effect of wind and ice loading? In winter seasons, what happened? In winter seasons, the ice will be coated on the conductor. At that time, overall weight of the conductor, it will be increases or not? Yes or no? At that time, what is the sag? And also we need to consider wind. always the wind force is acted horizontally. At that time, what is the sag? At that time, we will appear slant sag. That is we call as a S cos theta. So this is the formula for total weight of the conductor when we considering weight of the wind and weight of the ice. Weight of the ice always downwards, weight of the wind always vertical. So see these values. So weight of the wind, weight of the ice plus weight of the conductor. Finally, we will get the total weight is like that. So we have to remember these formulas. So we called as a slant sag, the vertical sag or slant sag. That is formula for S cos theta. And once we have to know that what is the wind weight and ice of weight, then we can easily calculate the total weight of the conductor. Okay, is it okay? So let us take. So can you tell me, anyone tell me, when the span is increases, what is sag? Span is increases, what is sag? Is increases or decreases or remains same? What is the formula for sag? S equal to WL square by 80. Sag is directly proportional to the square of the length. If the span is increases, obviously sag is also increase. Okay. And this is one type of problem. See here, a transmission line conductor at river crossing from two towers. Height is 50 meter and 80 meters above water level. The horizontal distance between the towers is the 300 meters. The tension on the conductor is 5000 kV and weight of the conductor is 0.0 kg. What is the value of x1? Directly we can use that formula. What is x1 formula? What is formula for x1? x1 equal to L by 2 minus TH by WL. Just substitute these values. We'll get the what? Directly we'll get the what? X1 value, yes or no? The given span length and tension and height difference between the two towers. So what is the height difference between two towers? They will give the lower tower height is 50 meter, higher tower is 80 meter. What is the H value? What is the H value? 80 minus 50, 30 meters. They given the weight and they given the span length. So directly we will calculate x1 value. So we'll get the x1 value is 475 meters. Check here. So this is the formula. Okay. So for minus 475 meters is the answer. So how to calculate x2? Anyone? x1 is the minus 475. What is x2 value? Anyone tell me? What is the x1 plus x2 formula? x1 plus x2 how much? x1 plus x2 how much it is? x1 plus x2 is nothing but a span length, that is they given 300 meters. Okay, so I'm calculating x1 is minus 475. So x2 equal to what? 300 plus 475. What is x2 value? What is x2 value? 75 meters. Okay. Any doubts up to now? Any doubts? My voice is audible? My voice is audible or not?
Yes, sir.
Is there any doubt now? Okay, so this is the mechanical design of transmission line. So next is underground cable and remaining power system concepts. That is protection of protection system, and next one more thing is power system analysis. So we will discuss later classes, remaining two chapters. So this is the electrical and mechanical design of a transmission line. And one more thing is we having a corona also. I will tell you the corona, just a few problems are there, theoretical questions. They will ask direct questions. Just by using directly by using that formula, we can easily solve corona problems. No problem, that is. Okay. This is the mechanical and electrical design of a transmission line. And next we will discuss distribution system, protection, and power system. Okay, and just I'm briefly discussing all those things. Just go through depth, use by preferring standard book. So once you know the all the basics, we can easily solve the questions. That's it. So that is the today class. If you have any doubts to now, okay. So later class I will share this material also. No problem. Thank you. And